meeting of the Town of Southampton Planning Board in accordance with the Governor's Executive Order 202.1 and its related extensions, and until further notice, all of the board's meetings will be held remotely via video conference. So we ask the public to continually check the website, the town's website, for updates and new information. Can we have a roll call, please, Glorian?
Madam Chair,
Present.
Vice Chair Finnerty,
Present.
the Secretary is here. Board Member Zuccarelli,
Present.
Board Member Catalanato,
Present.
Board Member Long.
Present.
We're all here. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Gloria. Please join in for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
flag
of
of the United States of America
And
and to the republic
for
for which it stands, one nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with liberty and justice for all.
We have 3 public hearings this evening. We have applicants and members of the public standing by via Zoom webinar, which is being moderated by CTV. Charles Sutton will be muting and holding the speakers in a virtual waiting room until it's their time to give testimony before the board. A reminder that applicants, agents, and members of the public speaking should state their name and address for the record. A further reminder that despite the Zoom environment, all comments should be directed to the board and not to other participants. The link to participate in this meeting via Zoom can be found on the town's website. This meeting is also being live streamed on the town's website on the town clerk's meeting portal. If you're having difficulty accessing the meeting, please visit the town clerk's meeting portal and click on the instructions link. Public comments can be made via Zoom, by email, or by uploading them to the town clerk's portal on the planning board page. You will see on that page a button you can click to upload your comments. Please do not use the Zoom chat function to register your comments. Any comments made via the chat function will not be included in nor made a part of the record. Instead, you may either speak at the hearing or submit your comments in writing after the hearing. Board members who must recuse themselves from any application will state so on the record and will be removed from the meeting until the end of the hearing. Unless otherwise stated at the end of each hearing, these applications will remain open for written comments from the applicant and the public for 30 days. Those comments can also be made via email or by uploading your comments to the town clerk's portal under the planning board's meeting page. Additionally, in accordance with the governor's order, these hearings will be recorded and transcribed and will be made available to the public. With that, the first application is Lillian Court. Do we have notice, council?
Yes, the notice is proper, Madam Chair.
Thank you. So
The applicant is William Bates, Bill Bates, I believe.
I think I just saw him.
Yeah, he's on. Thank you. And members, I'll share the screen. Can you all see the aerial?
Yep.
Okay, great.
You have to read the notice then?
Oh, shoot, I forgot it actually. I'm sorry. It's on my desk.
Okay, because we have to read the notice then.
Yes, sorry, I forgot. They're all on my desk. So give me one moment.
Okay. Sorry.
Is Bill in, Charles?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. It's like a hard copy. I'm not used to it.
So it's Lillian Court.
Yes, Lillian Court. Please take notice that in accordance with the governor's executive order number 202.1, a public hearing will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, April 8th, 2021 at 6 p.m. via video conferencing to consider the pre-submission application entitled Lillian Court. Sorry. Oh my God, I'm breath. The pre-application consists of a lot line modification involving 3 lots with a total project area of 200,042 166 square feet parcel, and resulting in 3 lots as a result of the transfer. Located in the R20 zoning district, situated within the New York State archaeologically sensitive areas and within the medium and high priority water quality improvement zone. Located at 19 and 20 Lillian Lane and 310 Montauk Highway within the hamlet of Shinnecock Hills, Suffolk County Tax Map number 900-210-3-8, 9, and 19. Yep, by order of the planning board, Secretary Glorian Burke, Secretary.
And so is it Bill Bates here?
Yes, I believe he was there as a.
Okay, he
Hannah.
Charles said he's in, so
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Bates,
Yep, he's there.
How many stairs did you have to climb, Jackie?
3 flights of stairs. I tried to be quick and I'm out of breath. I'm sorry. He is there. Bill, unfortunately, we can't hear you. Is your microphone?
can't hear you or see you.
I see him. He's at the bottom, but I don't hear him.
Well, we have the map, we have this map up, so that
But if
blocks the gallery view.
Let me see if I
He's
can help.
muted.
If you
He's
pop
muted.
down, you'll see him.
See if I can help.
Yeah, he's muted.
His screen shows that he's muted.
I understand.
There's an unmute button at the lower left of your screen. There we go.
Am I now?
Yes,
Yes,
good.
You're good.
All right.
So
You have more than one device in your room, though. You have to turn one down.
we get an audio echo if you have another device on.
I do. So,
Let's turn it down.
all right. Am I
That's still,
on one device and with no echo?
You're still echoing.
say something now.
All right. My name is William Bates. I am here on behalf of Montauk LLC, Laura Nigro and Louis Calogrius, who are the owners of the 3 lots here involved. 310 Montauk LLC owns the larger lot, the 4.5 acres. Laura Nigro owns the lot on the west on Lillian Court, and Louis Calogrius owns the lot on the east on Lillian Court. The whole purpose of this lot line modification is to provide 310 Montauk LLC with access to Lillian Lane. The current property lines, there is a separation of about 60 feet between the 310 Montauk LLC property
I think he froze.
Bill has been frozen.
Might have lost internet connection.
Not much I can do.
Maybe Jackie could,
right-of-way or access to Lillian Court. In exchange, 310 Montauk LLC is transferring 2 strips of land to each of the 2 parcels, as shown on the survey.
So that's pretty
They do
straightforward.
not intend to subdivide or to improve any of the lots at this point, other than to provide the access, recognizing the new property lines.
Okay,
Uh,
that's a good.
That's what the intent of this lot line modification is. Do you have any questions?
So now all 3 lots will be buildable.
The
Will,
3 lots will, excuse me.
will
I didn't. hear the
3 lots
question.
will now be buildable, correct?
Well, two of them have
The
houses
2
on it.
smaller
already.
lots have homes upon them and have had homes upon them for some time.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Is there anyone in the public?
Gentlemen,
It's clear, Bill. We just need to see if there's anybody from the public that wishes to speak.
I don't see any hands.
No raised hands.
Nope.
Any other questions from the board? All right, so Bill, I'll entertain a motion that we close with written comments for 30-day written comment period. Motion by Dennis,
Go, second.
second by Zuccarelli. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, 6 in favor, passed. Thank you, Bill. It's done.
you're welcome. Oh, thank you.
Bill,
Okay, so we're moving on to M4 Lumber Holdings LLC, formerly known as 820 Lumber Lane.
The board has proper notice, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Jackie?
yep. Here we go. Please take notice that in accordance with the governor's executive order number 202.1, a public hearing will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, April 8th, 2021 at 6 p.m. via video conferencing to consider the final subdivision application entitled M4 Lumber Holdings LLC. The final application consists of a planned residential development cluster plan, which proposes 4 lots with an average size of 129,779 square feet and proposes a modified agricultural reserve, which preserves 50% of the subject property, or the equivalent of 324,520 square feet or 7.449 acres, shown as lot number 5, with all lots being served by a 30-foot wide common driveway and utility easement from Lumber Lane. This property is located in the CR 80 zoning district and situated in the Agricultural Overlay District and the Aquifer Protection Overlay Districts, and listed on the Community Preservation Fund priority list as an agricultural land priority. At the property located at 820 Lumber Lane within the hamlet of Bridgehampton, Suffolk County Tax Map number 900-51-1-4, by order of the Planning Board of the Town of Southampton, Glorian Burke, Secretary.
Do you have a map, Jackie?
Yes.
Does someone need to come in?
Yeah, this would be Brian Lacasio.
But Jackie, there's one house on this parcel already, right?
There is currently, yes.
The one that we've seen, yeah.
Yeah, it's the existing White House, so it's located right here on lot 4.
So 2, 1, 2, 3,
1, 2,
5 is the
3,
reserve.
4. This is the ag reserve.
Okay, great. And we're waiting for,
I'm
Brian-
here. Good evening, members of the board. Brian
Okay.
Lacasio with the Adam Miller Group, 2462 Main Street, Bridgehampton. This application has been before you. I came before you for this modified map. I don't know if it's earlier this year, end of last year. This map did receive final approval, and after some consideration, our client wanted to increase the size of the 2 center lots. So we took about 9,000 to 10,000 square feet off of the rear currently improved lot and allocated them to the 2 center lots, lots 2 and 3.
can we have the other map? Can we have the
Yes.
site plan up?
Mhm.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
There's been no change to the ag reserve portion, no change to the drainage easement. A minor modification to the driveway plan as it became a little bit longer when we reduced the size of lot 4. But otherwise, this lot is very similar to what has already been before you for some time now and has received your approval.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah.
Is there someone from the public who wishes to speak to the application?
I see no hands.
Jackie, did you have any names that came in on this?
I did not have any that came through over the town clerk portal. Kathleen, did you see anything?
I did not.
Okay. So if there are no questions, then we can close the public hearing with a 30-day written comment period.
Motion.
Motion by Robin, second by Zuccarelli. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, 6 in favor. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you,
You
Brian.
too.
Is Mr. Vickers here for an application?
Yeah, he's on the lower right. He's here.
Yeah, I know, but is he here to speak maybe on the next one? The Hampton Bays District?
Yeah, for the next one, correct.
Okay, 245. Okay. Jackie, do you want to read that into the record?
For the record, the board has proper notice, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Please take notice that in accordance with the governor's executive order number 202.1, a public hearing will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, April 8th, 2021 at 6 p.m. via video conferencing to consider the site plan application entitled Hampton Business District Phase 5. The application is to construct an 8,860 square foot building for a warehouse and associated parking on a 49.7 acre property within Gabreski Airport Planned Development District, APDD, located at 245 Rogers Way and 105 Collins Way for parking in the hamlet of West Hampton, Suffolk County Tax Map number 900-312-1-4.2 by order of the Planning Board of the Town of Southampton, Glorian Burke, Secretary.
Thank you. So is Mr. Gemino here and his crew from?
Yes, I see
Okay.
Guy Germano is an attendant. They have a lot. Charles, I sent you a list of their names who will be presenting. I hope that helps you, but there are several people to be let in.
Okay,
Okay.
I didn't see the list, but
Oh, sorry, I emailed it to you.
okay. Just raise your hand, folks. I'll let you in. Chick, I see you.
There's Guy Germano. Okay.
Wow, 1,000 hands.
Okay, Guy. Hi, Guy. Can you please let us know who of your crew is here?
They're coming, they raised their hands. So I have
Okay,
them.
good.
They're coming in now.
Okay.
We're going to start with a presentation by Greg Reckler, principal of the applicant.
Guy, if you will, if you can guide it into an abbreviated presentation, it would be helpful. I mean,
Okay, we've tried to, we want to make the presentation, this is really aimed at any members of the public so they understand the application.
got
And we
it.
worked to try and make it brief.
Thank you.
And Greg is coming.
Where's Greg?
He's coming.
Okay. Greg is first.
Yep.
Yes. Hello, Greg.
Hi.
Greg.
Okay,
Is it possible for me to share my screen?
Yes,
Yes, he just has to give you permission.
Thank you.
you have permission.
great. Okay. Madam Chair, members of the board, good evening. We are going to definitely keep this brief, I promise. I'm Greg Reckler, co-managing partner of Reckler Equity Partners, the developer of the Hampton Business District at Gabreski Airport. As you know, we've been before you and this board several times over the last months regarding this application. Much of the discussion has been revolved around traffic and the use of the airport. I'm happy to report through a series of studies, discussions with the town's traffic consultant, coupled with proposed covenants and restrictions, that we believe that we're now appropriately addressing the concerns that were brought up in the past. In particular, one of the CNRs will permanently restrict both the property and its tenant, Amazon, from using the airport for any aviation use, including air freight. Tonight, I would like to present the proposed plan for 245 Rogers Way, an 88,000 square foot warehouse and distribution building which sits on 18.67 acres. Again, I understand that we have a limited amount of time and we want to be concise and make time for the public. In attendance is Brad Griggs of Amazon, Paul Going from Atlantic Traffic, Ray Naubauer from BL Architects, Steve Naroda from Aries Design, Eric Main from Bowler Engineering, and Guy Germano. Just a quick brief history. This property served as a military base until 1969 and was ultimately transferred to Suffolk County in 1970 for the purpose of economic development. For many years, the county and the town of Southampton were at odds in determining the best use for this property. In 2005, the original APDD was approved by the town of Southampton, envisioning an industrial and mixed-use development totaling 840,000 square feet. In 2008, Suffolk County put out an RFP to select the developer to develop the property in accordance with the APDD. In 2009, in the heart of the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression, Reckler Equity was selected to develop the property and be the master developer. In 2012, an amended APDD was approved by the town, reducing the maximum development to 432,000 square feet, which equates to a 0.2 FAR. The current status of the property, as you can see from this plan, is broken up into two quadrants, the south parcel and the north parcel. To date, 3 buildings on the south parcel have been developed, totaling 186,641 square feet, providing approximately 300 jobs. The tenants on the south parcel includes Tate's Cookies, West Hampton Brewery, ADS Management, and Cook, Moran and Associates. It is anticipated that the 2 remaining proposed buildings on the north parcel, 245 Rogers and 230 Rogers Way, will total 190,472 square feet. Once complete, the entire master development would total 377,113 square feet versus the 432,000 square feet approved in the PDD. This represents a 13% reduction in density and reduces the FAR from 0.2 to 0.175. 240 Rogers was designed to conform to the same design standard and aesthetic as the 3 completed buildings on the south parcel. Later in this presentation, Ray will walk us through the proposed design of 245 Rogers. I'm going to turn it over to Brad Griggs to walk us through the day in the life of this particular Amazon operation. Brad?
Thanks, Greg. So I'll try and keep this brief as the members of the board are already familiar, but for Amazon, this is one of our last mile delivery stations. This is the place in our fulfillment network and logistics network where a package arrives before it reaches our customers and businesses' doorstep. So this facility will predominantly operate outside of the traditional peak hours of normal traffic for the rest of the community. Our associates predominantly work during the overnight period, unloading the 18-wheeler tractor trailers that come to this site. Our vans that will be making the deliveries will be leaving this site beginning at about 10 a.m. and then they'll be returning after the evening rush hour, predominantly around the 8 p.m. hour. So the bulk of the traffic, we have designed these sites to help stay out of the remaining peak hours for the rest of the community. So we'll be staying outside of that, sort of 7:45 to 8:45 window in the morning, as well as the evening hours, 4:30 to 5:30, 6 o'clock. Our traffic will be outside of those windows. And again, this facility will operate in a manner where this is the last mile facility where the products that you and our customers order from, this hits this site, it gets put on vans and brought to your doorstep from this location. The vans make one trip out and one trip back during the day. So with that, I'll turn it over back to Greg and the team to continue with the presentation.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. Sorry. So I think Ray, this is you, right?
Paul, going.
Paul, go ahead.
Sure, thank you. My name is Paul Going. I work for Atlantic Traffic and Design Engineering. We're a traffic engineering firm. We prepared a report for the project. We worked very closely with the town's traffic consultant. Our report is dated January 27, 2021. And just keeping it brief, as was previously stated, what's proposed at the site is less dense and less development than the PDD was originally approved for. There's also less traffic associated with it. And as Brad mentioned, the traffic is working on a staggered schedule. So the busiest times for the site are the times when the roads are not the busiest. We found that the site would produce less traffic than the PDD was approved for, but we still went and did a full traffic study. We analyzed the site driveways, the signalized intersection of Old Riverhead Road and Collins Way. We found no impacts. The town's traffic consultant agreed with our findings. He had some comments which have been incorporated into the plan. That includes the some changes to the access on Collins Way, the CNRs that Greg previously mentioned. It includes a provision that we come back and we look at the traffic after the site's in operation. We also, we're on 2 county roads. We have the county sign off on the project and the access configuration. And, it's a good project for this location in that it is less traffic than you would otherwise have for a traditional warehouse. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next?
Right.
Next slide, please. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Ray Molbauer. I'm the principal at BL Companies, and I'm the architect of record for the project at 245 Rogers Way. Probably the most important thing I can tell you is that we departed from the prototypical Amazon warehouse design so that we could faithfully adhere to the criteria of the PDD and the architecture and the materials and colors and landscaping. So what you're looking at here are actual photographs of the existing buildings that are on site now. In the top left, it shows you a typical storefront with anodized aluminum framing and anodized aluminum panels as a portico. Top right photo is 220 Rogers Way in the foreground and 200 in the background. What you'll notice is on the bottom, the base of the building has 3 types of ground face and glazed CMU. Above that is hardy shingle panels surrounded by hardy trim. And then we have vertical red steel channels that break up the overall length of the building. Bottom right corner is 220 Rogers Way. It shows a typical corner storefront entry. And in the bottom left is the loading area. You see the overhead doors are painted white. A little bit tough to see at a small scale is the dumpster enclosures, which are corrugated steel painted. And on the front are weathered vertical plank gates. We'll be doing exactly the same for the new building. Next slide, please. This is a rendering of the southwest corner of our proposed building. And what you'll notice right away is that we've used the same materials, the same colors, the same elements on the building. This view is taken from just inside the berm that runs parallel to CR 31. And the building is set down from the road. The berm is set up, so it helps obscure the view. And then around the base of the entire building, we have foundation plantings so that it makes for a more attractive setting on the site. And with that, I will turn it, I think I have one more slide, right? Yeah, so the south, this is from the south of the building, the parking lot just inside of Collins Way. On this facade is most of the storefront and the building entrances. So there are employee entrances and exits in one portico. The next portico over has an office entrance. And then on the far right, that's corner portico is actually an entrance to a training room that can be accessed from either outside or inside. And what you see just on the right edge of the screen is a canopy that runs just a little bit past the length of the building. And the vans park under that canopy to get loaded so that they're sheltered from the elements. We've wrapped that entire canopy with the same anodized aluminum panels as we use in the porticos around the storefront, so that it's more attractive and it hides the structure and the metal deck. So with that, I will turn it over to Steve for the next slide.
Hi, this is Steve Naroda with Aris Design, Southampton, landscape architects. Primarily with the landscape plan, what we did was we have the berm that's on the south side of Collins Way that we've had successful planting in creating screening along County Road 31. We're carrying that plant palette north of Collins Way to continue that that palette and so that we can continue the screening and the effective screening of the buildings. Also within the property, we are utilizing plants that we've had success with on the previous phases on this new phase. And with that, I think that's all we have.
All right, I'll take it from here, Steve. Thanks. Eric Mine from Bowler, we're the civil engineer on the project. I'll kind of walk you through the site plan real briefly. I'd like to start from south to north at Collins Way. There's an ingress point to the parking lot on the south side of the building there, plan right. That is the employee lot, so the employees that work within the building would be parking there. Moving northward is the building itself. We had the opportunity to use the natural grades at the site. The site kind of dives off away from County Route 31. So we actually set the finished floor of the building 6 to 8 feet below the roadway surface. So that combined with the 6 to 8 foot high berm is really going to allow us to kind of sink the building in. Moving northward from there is the truck court. There's 7 loading docks on the building and 5 truck staging areas. And on top of that, there's full maneuverability from the trucks in the northeast corner of that area. And I would like to point out that we were able to divorce the tractor trailer traffic from the rest of the traffic on the site. They will ingress and egress through that curb cut to County Route 31. Moving northward from there is the parking lot for the van drivers. They will more than likely enter the site from that ingress point from County Route 31 right there. That is an ingress only cut that we worked out with the county DPW and the town's traffic consultant. And moving eastward then to the remainder of the parking stalls, that's where the vans will be parked. And then coming back toward the building is the van staging area. There's room for 50 vans to be staged. And under the canopy, there's room for 50 vans to perform their loading activities. And then they would egress out to Rogers Way and utilize the traffic signal, the traffic circle back to the signal at County Road 31. Other than that, I just want to point out at the northwest corner, we were able to preserve 1 acre of undisturbed land for a nice face for the project from the north. And that concludes my testimony.
Great.
And Madam Chair, that concludes our presentation to the board at this time.
Okay, Guy.
Well, one other thing I just wanted to reiterate, and that is that with the CNRs, just so that we're going into this, with the working with the board and the town's consultant, we've agreed on CNRs which have been mentioned here. I want to briefly outline them. One CNR, covenant restriction, prohibits aviation-related uses, including air freight, air cargo, or drone deliveries from the site. The second CNR regulates project peak hour traffic times so that they do not coincide with the peak hour traffic times occurring in the surrounding area. You also regulate the number of off-site stored vehicles. Another CNR prohibits customer pickup at the site, retail customer pickup. And final CNRs relate to a traffic assessment, conducting a traffic assessment 1 year after the project is fully operational, and corresponding covenant requires that the applicant post a bond agreement and security in the amount of $100,000 to guarantee the implementation of any traffic mitigation measures which may be identified at the conclusion of the 1 year traffic assessment. And I want to note that these CNRs will be filed and recorded against the property.
Thank you, Guy. I have just one quick question of Eric. Eric, wasn't there an electric charging component somewhere in the compound?
So the electric charging is already pre-designed to be input. There's no electric vans attached to the site at this point in time, but the site has been pre-laid out and designed for that infrastructure to be input and ready to go when they're ready.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the board before we?
Yeah, just a brief question for Guy. Your final CNR you mentioned regarding traffic, I believe you said entails securing it with a bond. And I'm assuming that's just for physical modifications as opposed to any operational modifications.
Yeah, no, that's to guarantee implementation of traffic mitigation measures, including, but not limited to signalized traffic light, following the traffic assessment.
Okay, that, and there again, that's a physical,
Yes, physical
right.
improvements.
In other words, it wouldn't involve the ability to modify any hours of operation or operational activities, which it can't, because a bond is really to secure physical improvements.
You're correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other board questions from the board? The presentation was terrific. Thank you. Do we have some raised hands? We had someone on the screen before who wished to speak.
One moment. There's a person in already then.
Yes, Glenn Vickers.
Good evening. How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Great, great. Thank you so much. And I really do appreciate the time to speak today. I'm actually speaking on behalf of the Long Island Builder Association, also known as Libby. But specifically, I've had the pleasure to be a resident and also a business operator on the East End. Much of the work that I've done throughout the years here has balanced between community development and economic development year round. What I will definitely say is, after evaluating this project, is that there's been so many different assets that have been added to it. I think it's a very socially conscious group that's been working to move this project forward. Everything from the job growth on site, specifically to the architecture, and really keeping to the aesthetic of the area, highly important. Even when you look at the other dynamics of aviation throughout the South Fork, and knowing that this project basically will have no related aviation activity, is a huge value for our communities here in the South Fork, specifically to the Reckler family and their body of work and other projects in the area. They've just been incredibly conscious of the community, and also just very engaged in the local school districts in terms of workforce development. So again, on behalf of Libby, and just as another South Fork business operator who does work with local government, who's the MWBE and all the above, we're just very excited for another year-round operation that can provide, workforce training, development, and economic stimulus outside of just the peak summer season as well. So we appreciate your support as a community. And if you need any questions for me, I'll put my number on the screen as well. But thank you very much, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Vickers. Is there someone?
Yeah, I have
else?
one more.
Okay.
Kyle.
Kyle Strober. Can you?
All right, now I'm off mute. I apologize. I had a Zoom moment right there. But first off, I want to thank everybody for on the board for taking the time to review this. My name is Kyle Strober. I'm the Executive Director for the Association for a Better Long Island. We're an economic development advocacy organization for the region, and I'm here to say that we fully support this project. Wow, I mean, from the presentation, obviously the Reckler Equity Partners group has put an A+ proposal up in front of the board here. And from an ABLI standpoint, we view this as a win for the region. It's 50 new jobs in a pandemic, which is not something that you come across that common. And the usage meets the zoning. It's a warehouse in an industrial park. And there's a lot more controversial projects going on in Long Island, and something like this we think is a big asset for the community. It's a big asset for the town of Southampton, but it's a big asset for Long Island, and to keep our economy going as we dig out of this pandemic-induced hole. So for that, we're here, and I'm here to say that we fully support the project, and I appreciate everyone's time. I am going to hop. I have a date with my son. We're reading Llama Llama Red Pajama tonight, everyone. my commute home is pretty quick. So with that, I don't want to take any more time for the group here.
Enjoy it. Thank you, Mr. Strober.
Thank you.
Yeah. Someone else in the public who'd like to speak? Charles, any more hands?
Nope.
That's it?
Wow.
Okay, well, no questions from the board?
Great.
So thank you very much for a very condensed and precise presentation. It is appreciated.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Yes, if I may.
Yep.
At this time, I know the board appreciates the work that we've done and the time that we've spent with the board. We appreciate the time the board has spent, as well as the board's consultant and the planning department. We would like to request, with your consideration, for bringing this back before the board at the first available meeting after the 30-day waiting comment period, which would be May 13, I believe.
Yeah, I think we can get it on the agenda
Thank you.
for May 13. Jackie, did you make a note of that? Okay. Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to close of the 30-day written comment period.
Motion.
By Robin, second by Zuccarelli, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, 6 in favor. Thank you very much, all of you, for coming. Just enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Particularly the architecture, right?
We've
Very
worked
beautiful
long
architecture.
and hard on this, and it's a good result.
Yeah,
Great. Thank you very much for everything, for all your help along the process. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you
Have a
very
good
much.
evening. Have a good evening.
Hi, Chick.
Thank you and good night.
Good night.
night.
Good
You shorten
night.
it up.
Good night, everybody.
You get to speak. Great to see you. Have a great evening.
Good night, Chick.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, motion to adjourn by Dennis, second by Zuccarelli. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions?